What's going on, everybody? It's Jack, and we're back with another episode of Outside the Box, where we try our best to build effective but low-cost equipment for your adaptive physical education settings. Today we're working on an exercise die that students can use in a warm-up before progressing into their main activity. As far as the episode goes, we're going to start by going to the store, then we're going to go to the lab and build the die, followed by watching some clips of the die in the field and the students using it, and then at the end we'll circle back and critique our work, kind of go over some other considerations to think about if you want to go and build your die yourself. But before that, let's lay down some ideas on what materials we need, as well as some goals we have for this die. We're back with another graphic today. I thought it'd be good to visualize before heading out. As far as materials go, I think a regular cardboard box would work great for the bulk of it, followed by some construction paper, duct tape, and some printed exercises that would serve as visuals for your students. If you saw the last video where we built the target, you know I already have construction paper on hand, and I'm assuming most people like me have duct tape laying around somewhere, so that won't be included in the shopping segment. Lastly, I think putting some sort of ball or like a beanbag, something like that in the box prior to building helps promote our goal, which is giving students a fun piece of equipment that uses visual, tactile feedback to then increase physical activity. So my hope is that shaking the object in the die creates that excitement to then increase engagement. We'll see if it works out that way, the way we want it to. But without further ado, let's get shopping. All right, everybody, we're here in the lab. Let's look at our materials here as they pop up on the screen. I used the same construction paper from last video, which was $3, and I'm using a $5 roll of duct tape for the box. The box you saw in the time lapse was actually from a guy at Target. He was just stocking shelves, so we're going to mark that off as free, as well as the printed visuals we're putting on each side of the die. We have a printer here in the lab, so I just used that. It was an $8 build overall, but it could be completely free if you have the materials lying around either at home or in your office at school. During this portion of the video last time, we talked about my big why for the channel and why I think adaptive equipment is important. This time, we're going to be talking about what makes adaptive equipment effective. A common misconception is that people think adaptive equipment is about the object itself. It's not. I believe it's more about creating an experience where students are motivated to move. The equipment isn't valuable because of the use of PVC or cardboard or any other cheap material for that matter, but the way students move, play, smile, and just broadly interact with it during class. In this specific instance with the exercise die, rolling it builds that anticipation. Students get that immediate visual feedback. Then the resulting movement comes as a game or reward for playing with the die in the first place. At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in increasing motor learning and skill development, but sometimes the students just need equipment they enjoy using and actually get something out of with a slim amount of time that we often have in PE. And what do you know? With that, our exercise is done, ready to be used. Let's go watch some clips of it in the field. All right, we're back. You all saw the die being used in the field. Now we're going to go over some critiques and considerations to keep in mind. We're going to talk about how it went in the shopping experience and what to think about there. Further considerations for your building experience, as well as some more things to consider while you're actually using the die in whatever school placement you're in. First, we're going to talk about the shopping experience. Now, if you noticed, we had a pretty short material list for this. You can use anything square for a box, followed by just needing paper and tape for building the rest of it. If you're really struggling on a budget, a PE budget specifically, this can be used from materials at home, making the die pretty much free. So if the students enjoy it and you're getting good results out of using something that you built for free out of really cheap materials, don't switch it if you don't have to. Don't spend unnecessary money. Next, we're going to talk about considerations when it comes to actually building the die. As you guys know, it was a short material list like we just talked about, so we don't really have much to change. When it comes to the siding and the actual walls of the die, that's made of the paper and the duct tape, you could always switch those to make it more engaging for the student. So switching the duct tape to a different color duct tape, or a shiny duct tape, sparkly duct tape, something else just makes it more visually stimulating. You could also change the sides to different textures like cloth, velvet, sandpaper, anything else you got lying around that you could glue or tape to the side. This obviously makes it more stimulating in a tactile sense as well as a visual sense for the student. Now, it could be beneficial, it could not. You have to consider who you're actually teaching, who are your students, and just take that with a grain of salt. Now, in my own settings, I think adding that many different textures and things to look at might be a little too overstimulating, but some students can handle it, so just take that as you will. Lastly, we're just going to cover some more implications for y'all to consider when implementing this die in your own settings. Now, again, it's really individualized for each student, but I think a way to kind of reach a lot of different areas of individualization, if you will, would be to make each side of the die either a Velcro visual or kind of on folders where you can slip in a picture. I'm not sure what that's called, but having some sort of slip in where you can slip in the images and change each exercise for each class or for each rotation, whatever that might be or look like. Additionally, I think enlarging the pictures would be ideal, as well as adding some color. I'm not gonna lie, those pictures were from ChatGPT. They did a great job, but they didn't add any color. So just creating more stimulation for the students by making those images colorful and a little bit bigger so they really see what's going on. I think when the students would roll the die, they would roll it and have fun rolling it, but then they would look at the dice and just kind of want to roll it again. So I think moving forward, really making sure the image is clear to them and they know what they're looking at when they go to pick up the die again. Other than that, you can kind of customize this die any way you'd like. There's a lot of different things to consider, even though it's a really simple piece of equipment overall. If you guys liked the video and liked the exercise die itself, we have more episodes coming out soon, and I encourage you to subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you.